What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Wednesday. Big Wednesday. What's today's date? The 3rd, I think it is. 3rd of March. Can you believe that? You know, we went through 2020 and it was like it lasted forever. And now it's so far behind us and stuff's opening up. I want to welcome everybody today, and do me a favor if you would, put in that chat section if you can hear my audio. Sometimes we have a glitch. I want to make sure we don't have any glitches there. And it's so cool to see everybody, man. Everybody coming back. We got a lot of regulars in here, and I really appreciate you being here. Sidharth, James, Paul, all you guys who are showing up on a regular basis, man, it means a lot. James, thank you so much for checking on that for me. He said loud and clear, loud and clear. And today, you know, and once again, these sessions are for you. You own them. So if you want to ask me questions about just about anything about making money online, this is the time to do it. These morning sessions where I just come in here and sit with you guys and we talk a little bit. Now I'll have some type of subject I'm going to talk about, but don't let that stop you from asking me questions about something you need help on. I mean, that's my whole goal, is to help you guys out, help you make money online. Anybody can do this stuff, guys. I am not the sharpest tool in the box, and I can do this. So I know any of you guys can do it. It's really, the big thing is effort. It does take effort, and it takes consistent effort, especially when you start to fail, which you will, and everybody does. And it's so funny, as adults, we learn to quit so quick. You know, as kids, I mean, we just keep trying things over and over. I mean, when we tried to walk, you know, we fell down over and over again. We tried to ride a bicycle, we fell down over and over again. But our goal, we knew we could do it because we saw other people doing it. We saw other people walking, we saw other people riding bikes. So we just kept doing it. Why in the world that we grow up and we see other adults making all this money online, and we think, well, we can't do it. They're different. They're not any different. They're not any different. Let's see here. Your passion has inspired me to Goya. What is Goya, James? I'm a little thick. What is Goya? Goya. Maybe I should look it up. Maybe I should. You know, it's like the answer to everything's on the internet, right? Everything I want to know is right here, and that's the cool thing. It's here for you guys too. What is Goya? Goya Foods? No. All I find is Goya Foods. Tell me what that is. I don't see it. I want to know, because I know it's cool because you came up with it. So I know it's cool. Let me get my cup down here. Today, what we're going to talk about, guys, just so you know, is how to decide on profit margins. And this is a critical thing. It really is. It's an old Army term. What does it mean? What does it mean? Tell me what it means. But this is a critical thing, guys. When you're selling online, you got to make profit. Well, I say that. There are circumstances where you don't have to make a profit, but you could still make a profit. And I'll talk about that too. But, you know, we've got a couple different things online. Oh, I see. Oh, good. Okay, I get it. Get off your butt. Get something going. I try to keep it nice and clean on this channel, but I appreciate you telling me that. And you're right. That's a big thing to do, isn't it? You gotta get up, and get moving. And you know, I'm gonna share something with you today, guys, that you may not know. If you ever felt lazy, you shouldn't feel guilty. If you ever felt lazy, you shouldn't feel guilty. And let me tell you why. Our brain, and I do a lot of reading and studying on stuff, but our brain is programmed to keep us alive and for us to survive, okay? So given that information, if you feel lazy, what is your brain doing? Your brain is saying, you know, I don't want you to do something because I want you to conserve energy. Because, you know, years ago, you know, when we were all roaming around in the woods, we didn't know when our next meal was going to come from. We had no idea where our next meal would come from. So now, if you tell yourself, well, I want to go do push-ups or sit-ups or ride a bike or go running or something, your body's going to go, whoa, we need to conserve energy. We don't know when we're going to get our next meal. And really, in the subconscious of your mind, it does that. So you have to kind of force yourself to do stuff. And that spills over into all these different areas, like, you know, trying new things online. Your mind's going to go, whoa, that could fail. You want to be really careful. You may not want to do that because that could fail. And the scary thing is, Dre 2310, what's going on? Good to see you here. You look like a newbie, and I don't mean newbie online. I mean, I don't know if I've seen you in our lives before. If not, welcome, man. We love to have you here, and feel free to ask any questions. Oh yeah, I forgot to add, make sure you subscribe, guys. Give me a thumbs up on this. Just click that thumbs up down there. It means a lot. It means a lot for the distribution of this video. And don't forget, ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications so you're notified every single time I go live or I upload a video. And I do that every single day of the week. Think about that. I go live Monday through Saturday, and then Monday through Friday I post videos. That's a lot of content. That's a lot of stuff, but I really want to build the channel up. And if you guys would share my videos with other people, I would really appreciate it too, because that helps a lot too. So our mind is in this phase of controlling us and making us do nothing, and we have to resist. We got to resist, because it was beneficial many years ago, I guess, when we didn't know we were going to get our next meal. Now I think we pretty much have the food thing handled, or at least most parts of the world. Hey, my next meal is coming from Survivalcave food. I love that. Okay, I want everybody's next meal to come from Survivalcave food. We've been having a really good year. We had a really good year last year, and I hope it keeps up. And honestly, I really feel good when people buy Survivalcave food. And I'm gonna get to profits in just a second. I haven't forgotten. And I feel good because if they were to lose their job and lose everything, at least they've got food. You know, at least they've got food. So, you know, when people buy it, and go, oh man, I just put all this food on my credit card or whatever, it's okay with me, because I know you're going to have food. And then I hear from people who were in a hurricane or storm or earthquake, and they could crack open the food and they ate nutritiously and they ate healthy, good food. It makes me feel good. So I like the products I sell. So let's get on to this profit thing. First off, let's determine the kinds of products you could sell online, okay? Because there's a lot of different products and services, okay? So the first one would be a physical product, okay? So it would be, I hate to use this example, a cell phone case, okay? If you know my story about cell phone cases, you'd know what that means. But it could be a cell phone case, okay? So you got to decide how much money are you going to make on that cell phone case. And there's got to be a lot of factors that go into it, because it's not just the cell phone case, what you paid for it and what you sell it for, and then there's your profit. That's not the case, because you had the time you had to put in to list it online, okay? If you have it on a website, you got to factor in the fact that your website has some cost to it, okay? What does it cost to host your website? If you put it on a selling platform like Amazon or eBay or something like that, what percent are they going to charge you, okay? Then you got to factor in getting that cell phone case to somebody. How much is it going to cost? How much is the envelope going to cost? How much is the postage going to cost? There's time to put it in there. There's time to package it. You got to put a label on it. All those things have cost. So you got to factor all that stuff in. That's a physical product. Okay, that's how it works. And even if you're drop shipping physical products, there's going to be some cost to getting it to them. Okay, and you got to factor all that stuff in. So you got to add all that up and find out what your real cost is before you determine your profit. Now, the next thing we have is a digital product. Okay, what's a digital product? It could be like one of my courses where I teach people how to do something. And a digital product could be a course, it could be a downloadable PDF, it could be an ebook, it could be any number of different things. And excuse me, we can afford to have a lower profit margin there. And you say, well, JR, it's all profit. You know, if it's a digital product, it doesn't cost you anything. Technically, yes, but you had to spend your time to create that product. That took time. You have to put that product somewhere. Maybe it's in Dropbox. Well, I pay a fee to Dropbox if they download it. Maybe I have a course and it's on Kartra. And in Kartra, you know, there's a cost to paying for Kartra every month and hosting my course there. So there are costs associated. Though they are much lower on a digital product, there's still costs associated. And then the last group of products we could sell online are services. Keep getting these notifications. Services are, let's say you build websites for people. Let's say you do SEO for people. Let's say you're a virtual assistant for people. That is your time, okay? That is the most critical component that you really need to factor in, your time. Your time, whew, that's worth a lot. And people never factor that in. They figure, oh, it doesn't cost me anything because I'm doing it. Well, if you're doing it, you still have value. You say, well, I don't have to pay anybody. I do all this myself, so there's zero cost. No, there's the cost of, if you were to do something else, could you generate some money? And if so, then you have a cost to your time. What is that cost for your time? And especially if you're doing a service, you're doing one of these services, if you are using your own time, then it is limited. Okay, you get 24 hours a day. So if you're working on one project, you're not working on another project. So what does that cost you? I think a lot of people tend to look at a job and go, oh my gosh, there's some money, I can make some money, I'm gonna take that job. Well, as soon as you take that job, if you fill up all your time with all these service jobs you do, if another good job comes along that really pays high, you got to say no to it, right? So you got to factor all this stuff in. Hey, my next meal, okay, how do you manage to be so consistent? You know, it's a battle, James. It really is. It's a real battle every day. And I think people who see people who eat right or exercise or work, certain schedules go, oh wow, it's easy for them. It's not easy for me. It's hard as crap. And I'll share with you today. I said, well, I'm going to go out and get me some breakfast. And there's this little donut shop down the road from us. These Vietnamese people own it. And it's really good. I mean, they make everything fresh. And they actually exist in a parking lot where there's a Krispy Kreme. They've been there for years, and Krispy Kreme moved in, and they still haven't put them out of business. But they have these unbelievable ham and cheese croissants, and I never get them because, they're not the healthiest thing in the world. But every now and then I'll get one, maybe once a year. And I went there today, and I said, well, I'm going to grab one of those, and then I'm going to go to the lake, and I'm going to work on a couple projects, take my laptop with me. I took my laptop, and then I'm going to come back and do my live. Okay, so that was my plan. Okay, that was my consistency for today. And I got there, and there was a line down the sidewalk of about 6 people, something like that. And I was like, well, do I want to go in there? Do I want to? Because it was like around 8 o'clock. I had to start this at 9, and I'm 15 minutes from the lake. I'm like, well, I'll stand here and see what they got. And the line started moving really slow. I mean, really slow. I'm like, oh my God, really slow. So now it's 8:20. It's 8:25. I got to be back here at 9. Okay, this is like a 10-minute drive. So I finally get inside the building, and I was like, give me a ham and cheese croissant. And the guy says, no, I wanted the bacon and cheese. I said, give me the bacon and cheese croissant. And the guy says, we're out of them. The guy just came in here and bought up all we have. I said, well, give me the ham and cheese. He says, we're out of those 2. He bought those 2. I said, what do you have? He says, we just have croissants. I'm like, oh man. Oh, let me plug this in, guys. I'm losing some power. There we go. I was like, oh man, I wanted that so bad, and I can't have that. What am I going to do? And I had to just do without it. So then I get in my car, and I'm like, well, I don't have time to go to the lake now. I got to get back, do my live at the house. So I get in the car, and I jump on the interstate, and I'm only 2 exits away, and the interstate has stopped. It's solid traffic. Now, I could have at that point said, well, screw it. I'm not going to do my live today. There's no way. It's not going to work out. I did fight my way through the traffic, and I couldn't go to the lake. And I wanted to get this thing set up for you guys. I want to be live. So I did show up here, and I got it done. The point in me sharing that story is you can have these plans for consistency. You can say, well, this is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do this, and this. And things come up, man. Things come up. You can't do them. Or you need to adjust. What I wanted to do was go to the lake. That wasn't as important as being here with you guys. So, I said, well, I got to forego that and, be here. But I know one thing. If I'm consistent with you guys and you see that, some of you will copy some of that and you'll get results. And that's what I want for you. That's truly what I want for you. I don't want to be somebody who says, go do all these things, and then I don't do them. That kind of sucks. Yesterday, I had this Fitbit watch here. I have it set to 700 calories a day. And yesterday, we had a lot of work to do. I'm helping my wife with some of our ads. We had to shoot a product video, which she's doing a product review on. So we did that. And I worked on editing videos in the morning. And I had planned on editing, I think, 7 videos last night before I went to bed. And what happened was I had to help her, and then after that we had a quick lunch, and then we worked out, which we did, and then she went to take the dog for a walk, which we did the dog walk thing. And we came back home, and I had a little bit of time, and I got a video edited, I think 2 of them edited. I think it was 2. And then it was dinner time, okay? And my time was up, and I didn't get my 7 videos done. I didn't get it done, but that was my plan for the day. So today I got to kick butt. I got to do a whole lot more. I've got a sequence I got to send out. I got all kinds of stuff to do. So bottom line is, guys, you can have all these plans and you can try to be consistent, but you're going to have hiccups. Now, here's the thing. Late last night, I looked down at my watch and I was 140 calories short of where I need to be for my 700. And now it's like 9 o'clock at night. And I'm like, dang, but I got to get it done. And I thought, well, I could just jump on the bike and do it, but I really didn't feel like it. I mean, I just really didn't feel like it. I said, yeah, I don't want to do this. And as soon as I told myself, yeah, I don't want to do this, I knew that that was the thing I had to do. As soon as you hear yourself say, hey, I don't want to do something, that's the thing you should probably do. So I got on the bike, and I was on the bike till like 9:45 last night. My wife was coming in, and I just got everything done. But the point is, you're going to have these moments where you're not going to want to do stuff. It's totally normal. You know, it's so funny. I'll hear people say, yeah, I was going to start a business and I was going to start selling stuff online, like you said, JR. But man, I haven't felt like it. I just haven't felt like it. I was going to go to the gym. I was going to start working out. Matter of fact, I wanted to start running, but you know, I just haven't felt up to it. I just haven't had the energy to do it. The energy comes afterwards. Your desire to do something comes afterwards. I know it's backwards, right? I mean, it should come beforehand. You should feel like working out before you work out. You should feel like working on your business before you work on your business, but you won't. You won't. Now, occasionally, I'll get up and I'll go, man, I really want to work today. There's stuff I want to do. It's not that often. It's not that often. But the thing is, I do it anyhow because I know if I don't want to do it, it's probably the thing I should do. If I'm avoiding something, there's a reason for it. And that reason is I know it's going to get me results. Crazy, right? Why does your mind do that? It just does. So back to this profit margin thing. There are certain products that you don't even have to make a profit on. I have a friend who has a fitness program, and he has the initial product, I think it's like $9 or $19. I can't remember what it was. Low entry thing, and he has it on ClickBank. And if you market his product, guess what percentage he pays out to you? Take a guess. He pays 100% of the profit to you. Now you're like, whoa, that doesn't make any sense. Why would he sell a product and then the entire price of the product he gives to the person who sold it? I mean, how does he get ahead doing that? Here's how he gets ahead. He builds his list. All he cares about is building his list, because within his list, if somebody buys that front end product, he knows a certain percentage of the people are going to buy his $49 product and they're going to buy his $99 product. So all he really cares about is building that list up so he has more and more people to market to. It's pretty sharp, really, if you think about it. That way, if he pays out this high percentage, a lot of people want to sell his product because they can sell it, you know, for $19 or whatever, and they get all the money. They get the entire $19, and they're making out because they're getting all this money. But he's making out because he's building his list. So there's certain products online where the profit margin doesn't matter because it's after that product that you're going to make your money. That's something to think about. Now, the next thing I want to share with you is don't get stuck on percentages of profits. This goes back a few years ago, but I had somebody selling my canned meats, okay? And they were making, gosh, I want to say, what was it? I'm trying to figure the percentages now. They were making about 25%, okay? So if they sold a $200 package of my food, they would get $50, okay? 25%. And they came to me and they complained. And they said, you know, my other products, I'm making 30, 35, sometimes 40. And you're only paying me 25%. It's not worth selling your products because I make so much less percentage. I said, well, all right, let's look at this. The products that you sell on your site average $20 to $50. $20 to $50. So if you sell a $20 product, okay, and you're getting 30%, all right, what is that's $6, okay? If you're selling a $50 product and you're getting 30%, all right, that is how much? $15. If you sell my $200 product, I'm going to give you $50. And the guy says, yeah, but the percentage is too low. I need a higher percentage. I said, but don't you understand? You do the same amount of work for a $20, $30, $40, $50 product as you do for my $200 product, and you make less money. What does the percentage even matter? What does the percentage even matter? Now, if he wasn't covering his cost, or if my product required him to do a whole lot more labor and time, which it didn't, I drop shipped. You know, the other products, some of them he had to actually package up and put them in a bag and send them out. Mine, all he did was enter the order on my site and I sent it out. So actually, even at 25%, mine was more profitable dollar-wise and in percent-wise because he didn't have to do any work. He didn't have to put any time into it, okay? So the next thing you got to look at is what amount of effort are you putting in So if that effort is almost nil, right? Like I do wholesale orders, and I don't make hardly anything on wholesale orders, small percentages, but they're so large. They're 20,000, they're 50, they're $100,000 that, and I don't have to do much work for it. Okay, I just manufacture it in my factory, and trucks come and pick it up and they ship it out. So I can afford to take a whole lot smaller profit margin on those. So that's the other thing that let's see here. Amy Love, should I learn about EPR earnings per? Okay, yeah. I mean, you want to learn about everything. But what I'm saying to you guys today is, when you're deciding on your profits, don't just look at the cost of the product and what you sell it for. There's so much more that goes into it. Once again, if it's a physical product, right, there's a lot of things that can go into that. Okay, if it's a course or something like that, you've got the cost of hosting it and marketing it and doing all that stuff. If it's a service, then you've got that loss of time and you saying no to something else because you said yes to this. So all of those things have to be factored in. If it's a large sale item, right, that you don't have to put a lot of work into, and it's a big item, you can have a whole lot smaller profit margin. So that's the point I'm kind of making today, is when we're deciding on these profit margins, don't get hooked up on, or held up. What am I trying to say? Don't get stuck. Okay, don't get stuck on, I've got to have a certain percentage. And make sure you factor in all the little ancillary things that go into your cost, because those are the two biggest screw-ups I see. Now, where do you start off to figure this out? Well, I like to start off by looking at what the competition is. Okay, so what is the competition? Like our canned meats, there really isn't any competition for that. We pretty much got that market. We've been around for 11 years doing that. So I've got that market, but I do have the market of food, and you can't overcharge for food, and nor do I want to. Okay, I don't want to just make a lot of money because we have most of that market. That's not the goal. The goal of Survivalcave Food is to help as many families prepare and be ready for disasters and problems, and civil unrest and whatever it is. That's what we want to do. We want to help as many families prepare as possible. Okay, so that's what we want to do. That's our goal. And we have to make a profit. We have to make a profit. We have to make a profit because we're going to stay in business. If we don't stay in business, then I can't help anybody. So profit is necessary. And I also want to tell you guys, if you're worried about this stuff, it's okay to make a profit. Everybody has to make a profit. The doctor that sees you, the dentist that sees you, the mechanic that works on your car, the restaurant down the street. A lot of people go to a restaurant, they go, well, I could make this a lot cheaper at home. I could make this so much cheaper at home. Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can. They're running a business for profit. All right. So I don't slight them for that. I don't go, oh, I don't want them to make a profit. I don't want anybody to make a profit. I want people to make a profit. I don't want to get ripped off, right? I don't want to get overcharged. And you don't want to overcharge people. You want to be known as somebody who has a good product, has a decent price. Do not, I repeat, do not try to be the lowest person in the market. When I see the lowest person in the market, my mind immediately goes to low quality. I mean, it's got something's wrong if it's super cheap and everybody else isn't. So don't try to be in a rush to the bottom. And I think like selling on Amazon can pretty much be that. It's a rush to the bottom. It's a rush to the lowest price. Amazon even sorts things by the lowest price, or sponsored. Of course, they do sponsored a lot. And tell me in the comments section there, in the chat section, is this making sense to you? Or you understand what I'm saying about profit margins? I've studied this for many years. I've looked at this many different ways. I've made a lot of different adjustments. And then you got to look at, are you going to do free shipping? Are you going to do reduced price shipping? I mean, what are you going to do on shipping too? That's another key factor. So you got to check that out and see what you're going to do there. But if this is making sense to you, put something in that chat section. Hey, this makes sense, JR. This is overly complicated. No, I get it. Put something in there. Let me know. Let me know that you're listening. Okay, let me know. Okay, I'm sure you are because you're here. But let me know that in that chat section. So I'll chat in there too. Put in the chat section if you understand this. Now, share with me in that chat section. What percentages are you looking to get on your product? What are you trying to do? Now, I will tell you there's certain businesses that do have to operate within some realm of percentages. And I would say restaurants is one of the big ones, okay? Restaurants and bars, they have to look at percentages. I worked at restaurants all through college, and I have friends who have restaurants, and And I know it's usually 22% food cost. I mean, that's what they all shoot for, 22% food cost. That's what they want. Now, I know a sushi bar, I can't say sushi. It's hard to say sushi early in the morning. I've done it 3 times and successfully, so I'm doing okay. So anyhow, at a sushi bar down the street, a friend of mine was one of the owners, and they were 30 to 35% food costs, which is exorbitant. And the problem with that is that it doesn't leave a lot of percentages for utilities, for rent, for employees, for supplies. It doesn't leave a lot of percentages there. That's why most restaurants like to be at 22%. But here's the problem with percentages. It's not going to be the same for everything. It's not going to be the same for everything. Different products have different percentages. When you go to McDonald's and you order off their dollar menu and you get a $1 burger, they're not making much of a percentage on that. They're not making much at all on that burger. However, if you get fries, they have an exorbitant percentage. If you get a drink, it's a crazy percentage. And they know they get you in there with the burger to sell you the fries and the drink because that's where the profit is. James says, do you experiment with different prices? Absolutely I do, James. So let's say I have a course of which I have a couple, I have quite a few, and I may say, well, I'm going to sell this course for $997, okay? And then I may say, well, why don't I sell the course for $97 a month? And then I'll send people to 2 different pages. I split test it in Kartra, and I see what happens. Now, obviously, more people are going to buy at $97 than buy at $997. That's pretty much a given. Not always, but it's pretty much a given. But then begs the question, how many months are they going to pay $97? Now, if they bought at equal amounts, in other words, 50% bought $97 a month and 50% paid at $997, I know for a fact I would lose out on the $97 a month because most people aren't going to pay for an entire year, okay? They just won't do it. So that's something I have to factor in. But if that $97 payment, I have, twice as many or 3 times as many people buying at $97 and they stay for 4, 5, 6 months, overall, the total amount of income could be more than the $97 a month, okay? And then we also experiment in small increments. I may sell something for $47 versus $27. How many people are going to buy it at $47? How many people are going to buy it at $27? If I have 3 times as many people buy it at $27, that's still more profitable than selling it at $47. So you got to look at the total amount of money you took in when you're doing these experiments. And what should you experiment on? Everything. 100% everything you've got to experiment on because you just don't know until you run these experiments. Let's see here. Paul says, loving this. Do you offer a break on multiple cases and how do you calculate the shipping into it? I absolutely do. Shipping gets kind of complicated on our canned meats. And the reason it gets complicated is if you go to Magento, my website, survivalcavefood.com, if you go there and buy and you click UPS or FedEx or whatever it is you're going to have it shipped by, it actually integrates with that shipping provider and it calculates how much the shipping is going to be based on my percentages and if I'm putting any profit in the shipping at all. Now, if you buy on Kartra pages can't calculate shipping. It's not possible. So what I've got to do on Kartra is I've got to say, well, overall, it costs me $30 to ship this item. Sometimes it's 40, sometimes it's 20, but overall it's 30, and I've got to pick a number and stick it in there and say that's shipping. Or what I can do is I can say, okay, I was going to sell this for $150, but my shipping average is 30, so I'm going to sell it for $170, and I'm going to include free shipping. So yeah, shipping can be difficult. Now, you also asked about multiple cases. This is a funny thing. We do offer discounts. In other words, you can buy 1 case, 5 cases, 10 cases. We do offer a discount at 5 cases and a bigger discount at 10 cases. However, I ran an experiment at one point where whether you bought 1, 5, or 10, it was all the same price per case. And I had about equal sales. So it was kind of interesting. And I do this too, like I'll go in a grocery store and I'll see like the big item of something and it has a price, and then I'll see the little item and it has a price, and oftentimes per ounce the big item costs more per ounce than the little item did. But in your mind you think, well, I'm buying a large volume, so it's got to be cheaper. But if you don't calculate it, you don't look, and I look at a grocery store, I'm telling you, because I mean, I have seen it hundreds of times. With the big item, it actually costs more per ounce than the small item did. And they use that psychology that people have where if I buy in bulk, if I buy in quantity, it's got to be a better deal, and they don't check. They don't check, and it's not necessarily a better deal. Let's see. Have you ever discovered that selling at a higher price is better? Absolutely. Yeah. We're experiencing that now with the canned meats right now. At a higher price, they're doing a lot better than they were at a lower price. Go figure. It could have been COVID. It could have been any other factors. I don't know. Just curious, do you find survival food is a seasonal product? How much inventory do you calculate to keep in stocks? It is definitely seasonal. Well, with the exception of 2020. 2020, year-round, we killed it. But generally, the way survival food works is it starts ramping up in September and it dies down in March. It's the cold months that people are concerned about. And I don't know if it's the cold months or, in the summertime, they're thinking about vacations, they're not thinking about prepping and all that. Or maybe it's the hurricanes, I don't know. But yeah, generally it's September to March. I think this year we're going to see it probably stick around for the entire year, just because of what's happening in the country, in the world. I said country, it's the entire world. But I'm running a promotion as soon as this ends today, and it's going to go out at 10 a.m. And we're doing a promotion on the canned meat. So if you're not on our list, make sure you go to Survivalcave Food, get on the list, and you can get in on the promotion that we're getting ready to do. And it's just going to be for 2 or 3 days we're doing this. Everybody loves free shipping. They do. And I know sites that 100% always do free shipping. I have a couple of my retailers 100% always do free shipping. I don't. Sometimes I do, but I don't always do free shipping. I think, I personally know that if I'm getting free shipping, I'm probably paying for it somewhere. Like I get free shipping at Amazon, but I know I'm paying my Amazon fee every year. I mean, I'm paying a fee for that. But I do like it. I do like free shipping. Let's see here. Everybody loves free shipping. Okay, yeah. So if you have any other questions, guys, in there, I've been on here 33 minutes right now. Let me take a little sip. I've talked the whole time. And any questions about shipping, any questions about pricing, profit margins, or anything else. If you want to talk to me about, email sequences I'm getting ready to do today, email list, anything that you have a question about, feel free to put it in there. You're getting free information, free training. You can't beat free training, right? I do have more training if you want. In the description section of this video, after the video is over with, there will be a link to a $97 course you can get absolutely free just by opting in. That's all you got to do. It's been a great session today, though. I really appreciate it. I've got great questions here. Paul always comes up with some good ones. James is always good in here with these questions. Have you targeted areas that have had disasters to supply after the fact? I have not. And I'll tell you the reason I don't do that. I don't really advertise Survivalcave food. I just don't. I did years ago, but the problem with that is I have so many retailers that already advertise my food that I would be in competition with them, and I don't want to be. So yeah, could I run ads to Texas right now and probably sell a lot of survival food? Yeah, probably. Is it a good idea? Yeah, probably. Those people need to be prepared. I just don't. And I'm also working on so many other things right now, guys. If you saw what I was working on right now, it'd blow your mind. Just working the ads right now for my master class is a huge undertaking. And now Jessica, my wife, is going to be running ads, so I got to help her with that. Seeing your ads popping up, by the way, on YouTube. Oh, good. Glad you're seeing them. Do not click on them if you're not interested, because it costs me money. I would tell you that. Do not click on them because it costs me money. But if you do want to go to the master class and you go through that, certainly do click on it and go to the master class. It's great training. So yeah, what a great session, right? You guys are awesome. And you know what? You're the one that makes it great. If you don't ask these questions, if you don't put something in that chat, I might as well be talking to myself, right? So it's really good that you guys do that. Peace and blessings always. Great session. Thanks for your time and expertise. James, you are my man. I got to meet you one day. I really do. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate you being here. If you're watching this after the fact, in other words, you're not watching it live, you're watching a recording of this, I still answer those comments. So go into the comment section, put whatever comments you want in there. I'll come back and answer it. I was answering them until midnight last night. a little after midnight. I was answering comments, so I do that. I do get back in there and I do answer you guys. It may not be that day or the next day, but I promise I'll get in there and answer you to the point where at some point I guess I won't be able to get to all of them, but right now I can, and I do maybe a few hundred a day. I know, and I don't always have a long answer, but I really do try to solve whatever issue you're having. Have a great week, gang. Looking forward to seeing future home pictures. They're coming. They're framing this week, so that's a good thing. Thanks so much for being here, guys. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I will be back tomorrow. The subject is on the actual video for tomorrow, so you can just check that out and you can see what the subject matter is, because I don't remember it right now. Thank you so much. Love you guys. I appreciate you being here.